Hey everyone, welcome to Hoopin' from the Line. I'm your host Vidon. Alongside me, Amardeep.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, so this is gonna be our debut podcast here, our first episode. Let's Amardeep, why don't you tell the viewers about our inspiration for this idea?
Our inspiration for this idea.
Yeah.
I don't think that we actually discussed this, but basketball season's going on, playoffs are going on. I mean, we watch the sport.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested.
Yeah.
Let's put our thoughts in there, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So right now, let's talk about playoffs. Right now, we're in the midst of a pretty heaty playoff season going on right now. What's your thoughts on the playoffs?
I will say some surprises, but for the most part, it is playing out like how it was supposed to play out. Yeah.
Well, I wanted the Oklahoma City Thunder to make it, but
come on, bro.
Clearly.
Come on, bro.
Early exit.
I'll tell you this: Russell Westbrook is not gonna win an NBA championship if he continues to play the way he plays.
Oh my God! Don't say that. Don't say that.
If he's gonna play the way he does, he's not gonna win a championship.
Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me.
Come on.
So let's talk about what we're at our latest point right now in the playoffs. We got the Western Conference Finals coming up, along with the Eastern Conference Finals. It's already been decided. Got the Rockets versus the Warriors in the West, and we got Boston versus Cleveland in the East. So where do you want to start off with this?
I mean, why don't we just start off with the finals that actually matter? That's going to decide who's going to win the championship. And that is the Western Conference Finals. Fair
enough. Let's start this thing up then. So Rockets versus Warriors. It's the number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed. The Rockets were number 2 in points per game. Their defense was actually pretty good as well with 103, so they're 7th. Along with the Warriors, averaged 113.5 points a game, first in the league. So clearly, even though Rockets are the first seeded team, the Warriors are the better offensive team in this sort of matchup.
Yep.
But a glaring thing was the Warriors' defense wasn't actually that great. So, I mean, they're 18th in the league. Rockets won the head-to-head matchup 2-1. So how do you see this series playing out?
I will say, I think this series will go 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Golden State is going to win it 4-2.
Yeah.
In 6.
6?
Yeah, in 6
games.
games.
Are there any specific player matchups you're looking for?
Player matchups. Okay, so I think in order for Houston to compete, I would say that they have to shut down too many players. They have to shut down KD. They have to shut down Steph. I mean, KD's been averaging in the playoffs 28 points a game, 8 rebounds. He's 49% from the field, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. And
along with Steph, who's been 24.5 a game, and he's 47.8 from the field and 44% from the 3.
Yeah, that's ever since Curry came back, the Warriors just looking unbeatable right now. They're looking unstoppable.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I knew it right when he came back against the Pelicans. Like, it was over. Like, they were not gonna win like more than a game in that series, man. It was already over.
I was surprised they won 1 game, man.
Oh my God.
Especially after the first game when Craigie wasn't even in.
Yeah, but don't you have any concerns about Steph Curry's he's a defensive liability on the court? I mean, they're gonna have to hide him. They're not gonna be able to hide him against Houston. I mean, he's gonna have to go head to head against Chris Paul. I think this matchup comes down to the backcourt here. Clay versus Steph versus Harden and Paul. That's gonna be a pretty entertaining matchup to look at.
But I don't think Clay's gonna always be matched up with Harden, and they're gonna step off of that. I think they might have. I think Clay he'll be facing up against Harden, but I think they'll probably switching off with Iguodala as well. Especially,
that's true too.
Especially because Houston loves to play those high pick and rolls. I mean, they're the number 1 in the league in isolation offense.
Yes, exactly. They're number 1.
So,
they're number 1. Yeah,
and they're 30th in the league in terms of assists. And spreading the floor.
Yeah, so that might be an issue. That might be a huge issue.
Yeah.
Something to look at here. Head to head. I mean, James averaged like 24. Paul averaged like 21 and 8. Clint Capella. I mean, what's your thoughts on him? Do you think he might be a factor in the series, or they might just take him out because of death lineup?
I think Clint Capella is a really big factor in the series, especially in terms of offensive and defense rebounding.
Yeah.
The only thing that I fear that Houston has to watch out for is Draymond Green. He's going to be the X factor, I think, for the Warriors in terms of matchup nightmares, because Draymond so far in the playoffs, I mean, he's been averaging 33.3% from 3.
Yeah.
And he's been averaging 42 from the field.
Yeah.
But he's on average, essentially, he's been getting a triple-double this entire playoffs.
Yeah. I checked up on that. Draymond Green's been averaging 15, 10, and 10 basically. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's been crazy.
He's been dominating, man.
Yeah.
So the thing is that with the Warriors, there's so many outside threats around the perimeter.
Yeah.
Their outside shooting that, even if one day one of the games KD's off or Steph's off, Clay's gonna pick up the slack. Steph's gonna pick up the slack, or Clay, KD, and Steph, they're gonna pick up the slack for each other. They're not gonna go back-to-back games where they're just both in a slump.
Yeah, but I mean, the Warriors are just coming off of like a bunch of injuries here too, man. Why when they're coming into the playoffs? Are there any concerns about that? I think Klay Thompson was actually really bad last series, to be honest. He wasn't really that great.
I mean, he's still averaging 21 points a game.
I mean, that's true too. Yeah. I mean, that's true too. Yeah.
I mean, for you to say that's not great, I mean, he's doing just as well as Chris Paul has been playing this entire playoff. And he's their third leading scorer. Like,
fair enough. But what about the indications that Rockets gave us against the Utah series? I mean, they'd be like the second best defense, I mean, in the league, and they took them out in 5 games.
Like I'll say, Warriors are not known for their defense, but Utah Jazz, they lost their number 1 point guard for the entire season. Like, Donovan Mitchell is not supposed to be playing the 1.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like he's supposed to be more in the shooting role at the 2, which he can just get dished off to.
On another note, Donovan Mitchell, he's been insane. I have never seen a rookie this confident so early in his career. First year.
It's amazing, especially after Rubio's injury. Like, you just thought, I'm just gonna count him out basically.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a wash. It's kind of like when Boston lost Kyrie. Everyone just kind of counted them out. Like, they're not gonna go far. But
the most shocking part was Utah was in the game in that last game against the Rockets in Game 5. They were in it until the poor guy got injured.
Yeah,
man. They were in it. Like,
even in the series, man, they were in it. I mean, there were some blowouts. It was pretty bad, but
yeah,
it was still pretty interesting.
I think Utah just shot himself in the foot by losing both games at their own place, man. Like, they should have won at least one out of there. But
yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Yeah. It's fine, whatever. I guess it happens. I mean, the Utah's a team for the future, man. They lost Gordon Hayward. They're still going strong right now. It looks pretty good right now.
Especially with Mitchell, man. Oof.
Oh, yeah, with Mitchell. They're going to be crazy with Mitchell. Anyways, any X factors here? Are you looking for certain players here right now to go crazy other than Draymond?
X factors for Golden State. Kevin Durant's always an X factor.
Kevin Durant's an X factor.
He's always an
X factor. How's Kevin Durant an X factor?
He's always an X factor.
How the hell is Kevin Durant an X factor? He's probably the best player on the team. He ain't the X factor.
That's what I'm saying. He's an X factor because he's the best player on the team.
An X factors are players that you look out for, man.
X factors are players that are gonna dominate, control the game, that are just gonna take over.
Oh, has KD not done that?
Exactly.
The playoffs. He's always does. He's always
exactly.
That.
He's an X factor. You can't play defense on him, no matter who they put on him. Dude, last series they put Anthony Davis on him. Anthony Davis has the same if not larger wingspan than Kevin Durant.
Okay, fair enough. But the Pelicans did that after they realized that Drew Holiday can't guard the guy. Like, they had to switch it up.
Yeah, because Drew Holiday's 6'6".
Yeah,
big difference. But dude, even when they did switch it up, nothing happened. Nothing changed. KD's still shooting over 7 foot plus.
Yeah, he got
Like, nobody, you can't. Nothing you can do is gonna stop him.
I expected the Pelicans to make it a series. It's kind of disappointing they got out in 5 games though.
Yeah, usually when you look at each series matchup, you're going to look at the best player on the team, similar to how the Pelicans took out the Blazers, because Anthony Davis is the best player in that series. So
yeah, I agree with that.
And Anthony Davis was not the best player in the last series against Steph and KD, man. So
yeah, I mean, so far right now in the playoffs, the Warriors have been leading the playoffs in points. I mean, that's expected, right?
Yeah.
Rockets have been third in points scored, and for opponents' points per game, they were second actually. So they're a pretty low key defensive team. I mean, they picked it up a lot on the defensive end. I think getting Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul's kept them in check.
I think Chris Paul stepped up his game.
Yeah,
sure.
He's definitely stepped up his game.
I mean, he's the reason won the last game to close out the series anyway.
I mean, yeah, that's true too. For me, I feel like my X factor is Trevor Ariza here. Trevor Ariza. I mean, I feel like if Trevor Ariza can have a good game, he played really bad. He played really, really bad last series. He was he shot horribly last season. Along with I feel like if Klay can outdo Harden against on the Warriors end,
on the defensive end or the offensive end.
I mean, he's gonna have his. I feel like his offensive game is gonna be cut short because I mean, he's gonna have to guard Harden on one end. He's gonna have to play some offense on the other end. But if they can get anything from Klay Thompson, the way how he's been performing so far in the series, I mean, even though he averaged like 20 points a game, he shot horribly. He shot 38%. And he shot 27% from 3.
Yeah, he needs to work on his three. I mean, for the playoffs, he's at 38% from 3.
Yeah,
like that's very weak for him. He should be above 42%.
Yeah. Like the thing is, no, he hasn't been 30%. He's been 27%.
No, 37.8.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's his field goal percentage, man. That's his field goal percentage.
His field goal percentage is 45.2.
His field goal percentage is not 45.2.
45.2, dude.
He is not 45.2. Check that thing up right now.
I'll show you right now.
I doubt that.
I'll show you right now.
But either ways, I personally feel that if they can get anything out of Klay while he's guarding Harden, it's over. Like I think this is gonna be a pretty short series. Like you're saying 6, I think it's 5. to me, I think Warriors win this in 5. Like, even if the thing is, I'm gonna go out and say it. I don't trust Harden and Paul to perform in the playoffs. I mean, they finally got to the conference finals now.
The thing is that they can't play. They're not playing too well together when they're both on the court at the same time. It's kind of like Chris Paul, you take your turn, and then James Harden, you take your turn.
It's not even that. It's that James Harden. There's games in the playoffs where James Harden is playing good, but Chris Paul isn't. And there's some games where Chris Paul is playing good and James Harden isn't.
And they can't do that.
Right?
Against the Warriors.
They can't do that against the Warriors. They both have to play good games here in order for them to win this series. Another thing is Mike D'Antoni. I mean, he's known for shortening his rotation a lot. So I mean, right now I feel like fatigue might be an issue going into this whole series for Houston, because if D'Antoni keeps playing them, on top of that, they're the number 1 ISO team, like how you said, and the 30th in assists.
Yeah.
I mean, Goldstead's gonna be passing that ball around. There's gonna be ball moving for days on that squad.
I mean, just look at their their death lineup, quote unquote, right? The starting lineup.
Yeah.
KD, Steph, Clay, Iguodala, Draymond Green.
Yeah.
What do they all have in common? They can shoot a 3-pointer.
They can shoot the 3-pointer, and they can move the ball around. They can handle the ball themselves.
A lot of them can drive
and kick, and they're all unselfish. I think that's what makes the Warriors the Warriors, right?
Exactly.
So I feel like in that sense, I feel like Houston might just get I think fatigue might be an issue for Houston. They might just run Houston out of the series. Like, even if Houston has home court advantage, I think it's gonna be a split at home the first 2 games. The Warriors win the next 2 games, and they close it out in Houston again for Game 5. I think that's how the series is going to go, to be honest.
So you think it's going to be similar to the last series against the Pelicans?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I personally don't see this series going to Game 6. I would not be surprised if this ends at 5. Like, look at the last series against the Pelicans. Like, they were horrible, like, to be honest. Like, if Chris Paul does not have a big game, we're looking at a Game 6 for Utah right now still. Right? Like, Chris Paul saved them. Harden was playing
easily.
Harden was playing horribly
terrible game.
Yeah. So
the thing is that they have a lot of players that are not producing how they should be. Like, for example, Eric Gordon. Dude, Eric Gordon this playoffs, man, trash.
Yeah.
Dude, the guy is averaging just under 13 points a game. Yeah. He's got 31% from 3. And he's 34 on the field.
But what I can say that Houston has better than Warriors for the chance to win the series, I feel like Houston has a better bench. Houston's bench has been way better than Warriors, in my opinion. Because I feel that Houston...
I will say, they have been producing more than the Warriors bench.
Yeah, they have been producing way more than the Warriors bench. So for Houston to win, because obviously, like, Warriors have way too many weapons in the starting lineup alone, even in the death lineup, which is crazy. It's just insane how they win games, right? Easily. But I think in order to win this, the key is in the bench. If the Houston bench can perform well, I mean, they can win this.
You know who else had a better bench that had way more depth? The Toronto Raptors had a way better depth and better bench than the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay, look.
So I don't think that's necessarily an X factor in the series.
To be honest, the Raptors, they just got showed up by LeBron. I was not one of the few people that thought that Toronto had like literally no chance. This was not going to be a 6-7 game series. I assumed it was going to be a 4 or 5 game series to begin with, right? Because it's just like the way how people have been saying LeBron has Toronto's number. As sad as it is to say.
Definitely.
I mean, it's pretty shameful for us Canadians here. I mean, we just keep getting rocked by LeBron all over and over again.
Dude, I don't care about that, man. Toronto's Toronto. Let them be.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, but yeah, like I feel like, yeah, I got the series in 5 here. I mean, the key here for me, Clay's gotta outplay Harden. Trevor Ariza, I feel he's gotta put some pressure on KD. I mean, nobody can stop KD eventually, right? I mean, you can contain the guy as much as you can. I mean, at this rate, KD can beat KD, right? I mean, if he has a horrible series, like I don't see that. Like, they can't win. The thing is, like, it's true how you said it. Like, if KD's having a bad game, Steph can pick it up, right? Of course, like, yeah, Clay can pick it up.
Like, I'll tell you this much: like KD and Steph, they're gonna average between 25 and 30 a night.
Oh,
Clay is gonna average between 17 to maybe 25 a night. Only one player on the Rockets can average similar numbers, and that's James Harden.
That's it, yeah.
Chris Paul will keep up with the Warriors' third greatest, best scorer on the team, which is Clay. Yeah. Like, that's not enough.
Yeah, that's true, too.
And Clapella's not going to be putting up 20. He'll be putting up, he's averaging 14, 15.
See, the thing is, I mean, looking at this matchup, if Capella can play anywhere like, you remember that 2016 series, the Warriors versus the Golden State Warriors versus the Thunder. The Thunder. Yeah. You remember that series? That series where the Thunder blew a 3-1 lead? You remember that series, right?
Of course.
Yeah, but Steven Adams gave him a huge issue though. They were causing him they were causing the Warriors a lot of problems because nobody could guard Steven Adams.
That's always been the Warriors' weaknesses on the inside.
Yeah. So I think this is more about the matchups in general. Like, do you play to the Rockets with them playing Clint Capella in the middle, or do you force the Rockets to go small and force them to guard Green and whatnot?
I think that's going to definitely depend on Green, because if you look at the last 2 series the Warriors have been playing, Green has been given the outside 3-point opportunities.
Yeah.
So, and every game that he's actually been hitting those threes, I mean, he is only averaging 33% from 3. Every game he's been hitting, they've been winning those games. So, if Draymond's able to keep his 3-point percentage up and hit those threes, then that's going to force Clint Capella to go to the outside on the perimeter, and they're going to have to go small, and then it's going to open up the middle. So that's basically going to be the end of the series. Mm-hmm. I think that's why Draymond Green would be my number 1 X factor, because it's all going to rely on him, right?
Yeah, that's true too. Draymond Green is the glue that keeps them together. They always say it all the time. The real captain on the team is Draymond Green at the end of the day.
For sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, so I guess you got the Warriors in 6, I believe.
Yeah, I'll take the Warriors in 6.
Yeah, I'm picking the Warriors in 5 in that series. So yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a short, quick series. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a very offensive series too. It's gonna be a pretty entertaining series to watch.
It's gonna be really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be like who can throw up the 120 points fastest, right?
Exactly, and Warriors are known for being the 3-point shooting team.
Yeah,
but the Rockets led the NBA in threes last year.
Warriors weren't even how low were we? I think the Warriors like.
I think they were a top 10 team.
No, I don't think they were top 10. I think they were top 15, man. I think
top
they were,
15.
Yeah, I think they're. Because the thing is, they move the ball around so well. They shoot the 3-pointer efficiently. They just don't take as many threes as the Rockets do. Yeah, they don't need to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they just spread out the floor.
Like the Rockets gotta shoot up 40 threes. Hopefully, they make like 16, 20 of them.
Yeah.
That's their goal.
That also comes from that high pick isolation offense that the Rockets run. So it's always gonna be the one-on-one matchup.
Yeah, like and I feel like Golden State Warriors can easily guard the pick and roll. Easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Easily. They just switch everything.
And that's exactly how they've been playing.
Yeah.
Because like I said before, like Clay and Iguodala can interchange and switch off the bat.
Look at that. I mean, even with Anthony Davis last series, I mean, they had a pretty. They didn't have that hard of a time guarding Anthony Davis,
especially early on.
Draymond
Green was dominating Anthony Davis. It was really good.
Yeah, really it's kind of. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed in Anthony Davis that way. Like, you should have called for the ball. You should have dominated him. And even while you're guarding KD, I mean, you got the same wingspan as KD, right? Like, you can't just let KD outdo you on one end and then you not do the same thing on the other end. Right?
Exactly. You have to make up for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, who was a harder matchup for Green, Clint Capella or Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
And Clint Capella is their X factor, quote unquote, because he's gonna be dominating the inside, and that's been the Warriors' weakness the whole time.
Yeah. Like, I personally think, that team's gonna be. Yeah, I don't think the Rockets got it, man. No. I can't believe in the Rockets. I don't see any chance of Rockets literally make it. Like, they can probably make it a series and probably say that I'm wrong and make it a 6-7 game series probably if the bench is playing good, like how I said.
They can make it a series, but it's gonna be. I don't think there's gonna be too many blowouts. I think it's gonna always be a close matchup.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Warriors. I think there's gonna be a couple of blowouts, man.
Yeah.
Can you? I don't know. Do you have faith in Chris Paul and James Harden in the conference finals? I mean, this is Chris Paul's first time being in the conference finals too.
But that also is, I would take that as a positive. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got to show up and prove that he's deserves to be there.
Yeah, but we still got to figure out what the hell happened to James Harden last season. Against San Antonio Spurs. Look at what happened in Game 6.
Yeah, that's true.
And Kawhi wasn't even playing.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
So I don't know if I'm you, whoever is going for the Rockets, I don't know.
Best of luck to you guys.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, let's head on to the Eastern Conference Finals here. So we got the number 2 Celtics versus the number 4 Cavaliers. Right now, Celtics won 55-27, coached by, obviously, I feel like my pick, coach of the year, Brad Stevens. We gotta get to what happened to him. We'll get to him later. But Cavaliers won 50-32, obviously led by Tyronn Lue here. So far, the Cavaliers in the playoffs have been. There's no point even talking about the regular season because it
never matters.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. There's no Kyrie. The trades happened as well on top of that, and there's no point in counting that. But if you want to hear about it, the Cavs went 2-1 against them, obviously. But surprising thing to note here is that the Cavs shot 35% from 3 against Boston
in the regular season.
In the regular season, yeah, and they just had some good games in there, but
how many games did they verse off after the trade deadline, after February 8th?
One. That was right in the beginning when everyone was crazy, everyone was hyped about the trades that went down.
Yeah, that was a couple of games week in there. Or 2 weeks.
It was
and
they
just kind of fell off to become mundane team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So right now for the playoff stats, the Celtics have been averaging 103.6 points per game. That's 10th in the playoffs overall.
It's not so great.
Yeah, exactly. But they're third in defense with 101 points per game allowed.
They were up there in defense from the regular season as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the Cleveland Cavaliers though. All right. So I mean, yeah, it's shocking to say like, okay, it's not that great, right? The Celtics are like 103 points per game right now, 10th right now in the playoffs. But it's out at 103.3. Well, the Cavaliers are 103.5, so they're not that far off either. They're only 8th.
Basically the same.
Yeah, basically the same. Yeah. And they've been they were 5th in defense in points allowed at 102. So I mean, like, how do you see this series going out right now? What's your thoughts on this series?
This series, I'm gonna say Cleveland in 5.
Cleveland in 5?
Yeah.
Nice. I guess no one can guard LeBron, right?
Yeah, man.
No one can guard
LeBron.
Dominating the whole entire match.
Not even that. It's just because like the team. I mean, in the first, if this was the first round, if the team played how they did in the first round, it's a wrap. I'd say Boston takes the series for sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like we're talking about LeBron having Toronto's number. I mean, he's had the Celtics number as well. I mean, he has won the last 10 of the last 11 playoff games versus the Celtics. I mean, he's been dominating the Celtics easily as well. Of course, this is a completely brand new team. Yeah, a completely different team from the previous years. Last series, I mean, they versed them against a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals again from last season, where the Cleveland Cavaliers won 4-1. But things to look at here. I mean, Terry Rozier, he's been playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
The last 2 games in the regular season, Terry Rozier averaged 20 points a game against the Cavs, and in this series, I think I can say that Boston has home court advantage here, right? So 4 out of the 7 games are going to be played in Boston, and Terry Rozier has been insane in Boston in these playoffs whenever he's played home. So what do you think, man? You think they shut down the whole cast? Because I think I can make the argument that Boston has the better supporting cast than
I will say like you were saying before in terms of depth. Yeah, Boston has much better depth than Cleveland, especially it's been producing, right? Cleveland's depth has not been producing, but I think that all depends on the matchups, right? So who do you see is going to be going up against Rozier for the next round?
Matchup wise, I mean, George Hill has to guard him.
George Hill?
Yeah, it's point guards, right? George Hill has to guard him. To be honest, I mean, you don't even feel that Kyrie's missing right now because Rozier picked up his game, right? I mean, he's been killing it.
I mean,
right now.
I would see Kyrie having a little bit better numbers, just slightly but
better.
It's not that big of a difference.
You don't feel his presence at all. You don't feel the impact. You don't feel the impact of his loss. Yeah. I mean, this is surprising. I mean, Boston's playing with house money right now, right? I mean, they got nothing to lose. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Nobody expected them to be doing what they did right now. Nobody expected them to go past the Sixers.
Who cares about the Sixers? No one expected them to go against Milwaukee. There's a few people that were saying, yeah, Giannis is the better player in that series. And, I mean, they took him out in 7. I mean, it was a grinded out series, but they beat him, right? And then against the 76ers, oh my God, they made quick work of the 76ers. Like, that's insane how they got rid of them that fast.
They just dismantled the process right away.
Yeah, they got rid of the process.
Made them look like a bunch of rooks like they are.
To be honest, I felt like the Sixers should have been in the conference finals.
I mean, I would have liked to see the Sixers in the conference final. Yeah, I think it would be more entertaining, especially with these comparisons being made with Simmons and LeBron and all that.
Yeah, even I feel like ratings-wise, too, I feel like the 76ers would have been the better matchup, right? Even like matchup-wise, well, I don't know about matchup-wise. I feel like Boston is the better matchup right now in the series, though.
In terms of depth, but in terms of like excitement and watching the games, I would definitely like to see the Sixers. Versus the
definitely. You got the whole young king and the old king, whatever, going up against each other.
Yeah, exactly. Especially then they're thinking he's gonna go there next year and all that.
Yeah. So a couple of concerns I got here for this whole thing. Another matchup I like to see is the matchup I'll be looking out for is the Tatum versus James matchup. Yeah, like I don't think anyone can guard LeBron James, to be honest.
Nope.
But like I feel like, but LeBron's gonna be guarding Tatum on the other end as well. Yep. So I don't know how the hell that's gonna work out. To be honest, because like I think LeBron's slacking on the defensive end. To be honest, he's been slacking the whole entire time in the playoffs.
He's been slacking for quite a while.
Yeah.
Because he had no need to really.
He's getting older too now, man.
I mean, if I was in his position, I wouldn't want to be running up and down the court, playing as hard as they do in the offensive end.
Just make those key defensive stops, right?
Late in the game, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as you keep it competitive, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, who do you think is gonna guard James then?
I don't think it matters.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I think they're gonna throw everyone at him.
They can double team him.
They're gonna throw Marcus Smart at the guy. I think he's gonna get a couple of minutes on him. Tatum's gonna get a couple of minutes. Brown's gonna get a couple of minutes on him.
Brown. I think Brown would be an interesting matchup.
Really?
Yeah.
I think their best chances with Smart, man, because he's a real physical guy, right? He gets into it. He's not scared. He's probably not. He's not scared of James, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I feel like if James takes him on the inside, I mean, he's just gonna get fouled and get onto the free throw line. Like, especially if he's playing hard. Like, it depends on the refs, I guess.
Yeah.
That's also gonna be a factor, I think, in the Houston series as well. The physical play, because Houston's a much more physical team.
Yeah.
It's just on the play calls.
Yeah, that's true too. PG Tucker and Clint Capella. Yeah, they're bringing the real toughness of that team.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, even Chris Paul. Chris Paul's a really tough guy.
Chris Paul's really tough.
Yeah,
I think
really
Chris
tough.
Paul
He
on
gets into
Curry
it.
is gonna be really interesting.
Yeah,
matchup.
that's what I'm saying. They can't hide Curry in that matchup,
No.
right? So that's the thing.
I don't count Curry as a liability on defense.
Really?
No, because I mean he's still averaging like over a steal a game. Like,
yeah, but I mean, like steals. I mean, you can say steals, whatever you want. Like
he gets a decent amount of rebounds considering his size as well, man. He's a really good player.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Any X factors here you feel like should be noted in this series to look out for?
X factors in this series to look out for. Let me just go through my list here. I mean, there's certain players that have definitely stepped up their game from the first round to the second round in terms of Cleveland's production, and those guys would be J.R. Smith and Kyle Korver.
Right.
Yeah. And I feel like an X factor would be JR.
Yeah, JR's a really inconsistent guy too, right?
Yeah.
You can't tell. Personally, I'm one of those believers. I feel that the real Cavalier team, because I mean they've been going through like these like crazy amount of changes throughout the whole regular season, even in the playoffs. Like I still don't know what we're gonna get from the Cavaliers, to be honest. Obviously one consistent thing is LeBron at the end of the day, right? But I mean, I still think the real Cavaliers team is the team we saw against the Pacers that went to 7. I think the sweep that happened against Toronto has more to do with Toronto than Cleveland. I think Toronto they lost the first game. They lost hope in winning that whole entire series.
Really?
Anyway, yeah, I think it's more about Toronto being awful than Cleveland being good. I think the reason why, and obviously, like eventually, like I mean, like they were really confident in that series. What they did was they unlocked Kevin Love in that series. But I personally think Al Horford's got Kevin Love. I think
that's a good, really strong matchup.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really good matchup. But that depends though, right? Because I mean, do the Cavs play small? Do you think that's the best chance for them to win this series?
Cavs play small. I mean, I think they're gonna kind of have to play small.
Kind of have to.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends, right? I mean, because if Kevin Love, I mean that the small lineup is Kevin Love as center. I think LeBron plays power forward that whole entire time. But thing is, I mean, Aaron Baines, like for the Celtics, I mean he's a big dude, and then they can go big with Aaron Baines and Al Horford.
Yeah, but
front court. But
I'd still take Kevin Love in terms of rebounding on offense and defensive end.
Really?
Yeah, he's averaging over 10 rebounds a game, man.
That's true too.
He's been dominating in that.
But I don't think. But I don't know, man. I think this series. I think all of Cavaliers' supporting cast will be shut off. If they're gonna win this series, I feel like they gotta win it through just LeBron being great.
Really?
Yeah. I personally think. Look at their offense. For me, my X factors are Morris and Greg Monroe.
Okay.
Right? Marcus Morris and Greg Monroe.
Yeah.
Because I think, first of all, I think Morris is playing really good. Monroe, on the other hand, last series was really bad. I mean, he only averaged like 3 points a game. Yeah, like 3.5 points a game. And Baines only averaged like 6.8 points a game as well. So, I mean, those guys got to produce, right? But other than that, like depth-wise, I mean, last series, check this out. Last series, Tatum averaged 23, 3, and 3. Terry Rozier, 19.5, 7.5, and 5. Right? Horford, he averaged 16, 7, and 4. Right? Smart averaged 13, 4, and 4. Marcus Morris averaged 12 and 6. Jaylen Brown averaged 12 points. But Jaylen Brown right now, just coming off that hamstring injury, whatever he had. So they've been being very careful with the guy and making him come off the bench. I think he's had the right amount of rest time. I think he'll be ready to go for the series.
Had to limit his minutes and everything.
Yeah. So Jaylen Brown, he averaged, even in that condition, he averaged 12.3 points a game and 5.3 assists per game. So in that sense, I mean, you look at this the series that they had against the 76ers. They get that sort of production next series. While shutting off the Cleveland Cavaliers supporting cast, I think they have a chance, man. I think I can make a case for Boston.
I do think they have a chance.
Yeah.
But I feel like I put them in the same. I put the Sixers, them versus the Sixers, the same category that Cleveland had versus the Raptors, man. Like the Sixers just kind of shut off. Like they had a lot of stupid plays, a lot of bad mistakes.
There's a difference. The 76ers will end the game. They just made like rookie mistakes basically towards the end.
Toronto was in the games in the start of the series.
No. Toronto, the only game Toronto was in was the first game, And even in that third game, suppose LeBron misses that shot and it goes into overtime.
Yeah.
You honestly think Cavaliers don't win that series? I think the Cavaliers still win that game, even in the overtime.
I think Cleveland's gonna win the game, easily. But I mean, you can't just count Toronto out. Like they had a chance in both.
Dude, look at Game 4. They gave up. They got destroyed. They got dismantled, man, by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like
that one.
If they had any guts, look at Game 2 in that series when LeBron was just getting whatever the hell he wanted. He looked like, man, because that, like, all the stupid conversations of like Michael Jordan, fucking LeBron James debate started all over again. Like, you don't want that.
After hitting those game winners.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I feel like the Raptors just made the Cavaliers look really good instead of the Cavaliers actually being that good. I feel like the real Cavalier team is that Pacers team, right? And I personally think the Pacers was a better team in that series. They should have won that series.
I would have picked the Pacers, especially considering that like LeBron was getting no help from his backcourt.
And I think that's gonna be the issue. I think that's gonna be the same case in this series as well.
I will say that for the last series against the Raptors, I mean, LeBron, of course, LeBron's a big factor in the series win, but like you can't just discount the rest of the team. I mean, Kevin Love was averaging over 20 points a game in that series. Same thing from J.R. Smith was averaging over 12.5.
Yes,
Korver was averaging over 14.
Yeah, I mean, okay, look at these stats.
They got so much depth there.
Green averaged 12.3. Hill averaged like 10.3.
Yeah.
Right? And Love averaged 20.5, how you said it, right? LeBron averaged 34, 8, and 11. Obviously, you expect that from LeBron, especially
he had the
Raptors.
same thing. He did better in the first series. I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
he just couldn't tone down his production because his backcourt was actually supporting him, so he didn't have to do as much.
Yeah, but I mean, like against the Pacers, I think the highest guy was like Kevin Love with 11.5 points a game or something like that against him. It was Kevin Love, and the rest of the team were in single digits, right? I mean, you can't expect to win against Boston if Kevin Love's playing like that. I mean, the most consistent guy has been Kyle Korver. I think he's been like their second best player in terms of consistency. I'd say that. Kyle Korver always showed up in all the fourth quarters that they play. He's always been there, and you can't expect the Cavaliers to do anything with Kyle Korver being your second best player in a series. Kevin Love obviously has to pick up his slack, but I think Horford's got him, man. I think Horford's a better player in that matchup.
Horford?
Mm-hmm. I take Horford. Horford just came off of shutting down Embiid and Simmons right now, man. You want to see, like, I take Horford right now. He's a savvy vet, right? He always makes the right plays, right? Obviously, he doesn't have like any eye-popping numbers or anything like that. The guy will probably average
a safe player. He's just consistent, has good, strong field goal percentage.
He'll probably just average like what 15, 5, and 6 or whatever, 15, 8, 5, 8 or something like that.
20-point game here and there.
You know what I'm saying? He'll come through with the clutch plays at the end. I mean, you can trust a guy like him on the floor. Kevin Love, I still don't know what the hell I'm gonna get out of Kevin Love. He's so inconsistent still, right? I mean, you literally have to have like a whole quarter of feeding him the ball in order for him to get going.
You're guaranteed. You're guaranteed those boards though. You're guaranteed the boards from Kevin Love.
Yeah. No one doubts about that. Kevin Love's rebounding has always been like, even with the Timberwolves, he's been really good.
Yeah, he's been like A tier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I personally think the X factors here. I feel if they can get anything out of Monroe and Baines, and I feel like because Morris is going to be guarding LeBron as well, along with Smart, Brown, Tatum, right? If they can keep that consistent performance up, I think the Boston got this series. And I personally think, obviously, as I said before, I feel like the Raptors are just that bad. I think the real Cavaliers team is that Pacers, the team we saw against the Pacers.
So how many games do you see the Boston Celtics taking this?
I'm gonna say it, man. I'll be one of those guys. I think Boston's got this in 7.
Boston in 7?
Boston 7. They got the home court advantage. They shoot the I don't know if you know. I don't know if you knew about this, but Boston shot the 3-pointer better than the Cleveland Cavaliers percentage wise. The Cleveland obviously takes way more and makes way more, but percentage wise, Boston's been hitting more of them.
Are you talking about in the playoffs or in the regular season?
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs?
Yeah. They've been shooting the 3 better. They got home court advantage. All their supporting cast plays way better automatically at home anyway, right? They obviously have the more games at home as well, so they got that advantage. They're not scared of LeBron at all, right? That's a tough defensive-oriented team, right? And even though I feel like they can't shut down LeBron, like they can shut down every single other player on that team.
You think everyone else be shut down in a one-on-one matchup if they're playing small?
If they're playing small?
Yeah, Boston's playing small on Cleveland.
Oh, well, I mean, you're telling me that like if Cleveland goes small with Kevin Love at center, and then Boston goes small with Al Horford at center, I mean, let's just look at it right now. All right, so Al Horford against Kevin Love, who do you take?
Horford.
All right, well, whoever's in the power forward matchup doesn't matter who they put in the power. LeBron's got that. LeBron's got that. So who would be the small forward in that situation?
The small forward for.
Because I think they put Hill at point guard.
Yeah.
They put Korver at shooting guard probably.
Yeah.
And then who the hell would they put at small? Jeff Green?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Seems like it.
I mean, yeah. So Jeff Green versus I don't know actually. Who the hell would be in that small lineup? Because they have Rozier. They have Rozier, Brown. Yeah. I think what they would do is I think they put like Smart in that lineup. I think Smart would be in that lineup. Yeah, I think Smart would be in that lineup. But yeah, like I take Rozier over George Hill right now.
Easily. That's not even a competition.
I take an injured Brown right now, and I feel like he's had enough rest. So I think he'll be good to go. I think
that's not going to be a factor.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he's better than Kyle Korver right now. You take him over Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver can't even guard him. It doesn't matter. Kyle Korver won't be able to guard the guy.
He's a liability on defense. Yeah.
And like what do you call it? Smart versus Green. I think Smart would be the better player in that sense as well. Yeah. So I mean, look at it. I mean, you got Marcus Morris is probably better than any other guys on bench. He's producing as well. That's what I'm saying. Like, and Horford, I take Horford over Kevin Love as well. Right? That's it. And
I think that is a toss up though. That's not
really.
I don't think it's as close as you think it is.
No, I personally think Horford's got this, man. If a guy, dude, I think okay. How about this? How about if I asked you who's better, Joel Embiid or Kevin Love?
It's Embiid.
All right, who's better, Ben Simmons or Kevin Love?
Simmons.
Okay, well, Horford is just fresh off a series owning them right now in a 5-game series. Mm-hmm. So how can you not say that Al Horford's probably better than he can easily handle Kevin Love? I don't think that's a toss-up. I think the only way I think Kevin Love gets the better of Al Horford is if they like legit like Cavaliers literally spend like a portion of the game literally just feeding Kevin Love trying to get him going. And like I feel like you're gonna waste so much time trying to get Kevin Love going, right?
But I feel like let's say if LeBron's gonna start driving in the middle and then Boston's gonna have to double, he's gonna dish it out to the perimeter. That's Kevin Love.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
Or Korver.
I don't think Boston's gonna try doubling.
Why not?
I don't think they will. I think they're gonna live with LeBron getting wherever the hell he wants. They're gonna play as tough as a defense as they can. They're gonna have people switching up. Like even if someone gets into foul trouble, they'll have someone, right? They'll have someone to guard LeBron.
They could have someone come off the bench too.
Exactly, easily, right? So I don't think this is a series where like, to be honest, I don't think it's a series where LeBron can do this, man. I don't think he's gonna pull off what he did against the Pacers.
I don't think that it's the same. I don't think the Cavs are the same team, man. Especially if you look at the round 2 stats compared to the round 1 stats.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I say I think it's Toronto's awful defense that made the Cavaliers look that good. It has to be a psychological thing. They've been swept the last two years already against the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron's won, I think, 10 straight against the Raptors in the playoffs. Yeah. Right? Counting back to the time when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, it's just a psychological thing, man. Like, they just can't do it. Like, they just can't. I feel like the Raptors were psychologically done. They were done in by LeBron. LeBron's their daddy. Simple as that. LeBron turned the whole city into LeBronto.
LeBron's like Voldemort, man. He who shall not be named.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
they can't even speak his name.
They can't. Like, they honestly just like cannot play against LeBron. Yeah, simple as that. So I feel like that series had more to do with Toronto than it had to do with the Cleveland Cavaliers being good. And I don't think that's gonna be the same case in Boston. I got Boston at 7. I think it's gonna be a tight 7-game series. There's gonna be a bunch of blowouts on the Boston end. Like, they're gonna get blown out a few times in this series. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they're gonna win 4 tight games, and like they're gonna win the game 7 at home, and they're gonna be going to the finals. And I feel like almost everything other than LeBron goes for Boston. Like, the Cavaliers have one thing going for them: LeBron. That's it. He's the greatest player of our generation, probably top 10. Top 10 all time, obviously. Yeah. I mean, easily
top 5.
Top 5. Easily top 5. Yeah. Best small forward ever to play the game. I'd have a debate though about that. I feel like Larry Bird might be a little bit better, but I mean, LeBron's longevity is just insane. So I mean, he gets a nod there. But
also his versatility is much more than Larry Bird.
Exactly. But I think, yeah, I don't think the Cavs got this, man. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be done in 7 games. LeBron's final streak comes to an end, and we're going to see Boston Warriors in the finals. And I think that's how this is all going to play out.
I think it's just going to be a rematch of last year, man. Warriors versus Cavs.
Really?
Yeah. Also the Cavs have better 3-point shooting percentage as well over the Boston Celtics.
Boston Celtics?
Yeah. Only thing that's also going to be a factor because LeBron James has a terrible 3-point field goal percentage.
Last series he shot 19% from 3.
The whole playoffs he's shooting 28% from 3. So
whatever.
If he does develop
is that really a factor? Because like, I mean, he's been playing insane, right? But like if his outside shot is not going against Boston,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a long series for him, man. It's gonna be a long series. I think what
I
Boston.
mean, it wasn't a factor in the other series.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That's because everyone else went off. I wouldn't be surprised if Brad Stevens, right? Oh yeah. By the way, we've been talking about the players. Boston's also got the coaching edge
much
as
better,
well in there.
much better coaching, easily.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that he's able to deal with injuries of like Brown getting hurt with his hamstring, Kyrie getting hurt before the end of the series, getting losing Hayward at the start of the series before you even know what he's going to contribute to the team. Like, great drafting by Annie Ainge, bringing it and implementing into the lineup right away.
Yeah. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job. All those draft picks he got and everything.
It's fantastic.
I agree with that. But yeah, I feel like I feel that people were assuming. Wait, how much do you have this? How long do you have the series playing out?
5 games.
Yeah, see, I assumed. Yeah, a lot of people are assuming it's gonna be 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
I'm not one of those guys, man. I think Boston's got the home court advantage. Unlike Houston, I actually trust the Boston's supporting cast and all their players that they have on there, and I think I trust their coach as well.
I mean, their team has some veterans, but I mean, a lot of their starting lineup are a bunch of young guys, inexperienced young players.
Which is why I'm saying they have nothing to lose, so they're gonna be just playing like.
Which would be similar to what was happening with the Sixers.
No, but that's a different story though. I mean, Brad Stevens, Brad Stevens is like the coach that you want for every team. If you could get a Brad Stevens, like I want. To be honest,
I think he's like a good for the future of basketball coaching. It's different style than Greg Popovich.
Right.
But currently in the NBA, you would want someone like Steve Kerr or like Brad Stevens that plays a much better different.
But to be honest, like I think Brad Stevens is better than Steve Kerr as a coach.
I mean, considering the assets he has to work with and what he's able to do with
them,
them,
a lot, which is why
it's incredible.
Which is why Greg Popovich is good at what he does as well, because he deals with injuries like phenomenally. He rests his players and everything.
He's a definition of consistency in coaching, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, he's probably him and Jackson are going to be like the GOATs.
I think Brad Stevens can get up there too if he can get some star players and win some rings.
It's too early, man. Way too early.
But he's been really consistent since he got in the league, and look at the stuff he's had to work with compared to what Popovich and Phil Jackson had to work with.
Yeah, well,
right? Nobody handed Brad Stevens a Tim Duncan or a Kobe Bryant or a Shaq, right?
Or he got handed Kyrie Irving in the start of this season.
I mean, yeah, but we'll look at the other past years when he worked with Isaiah Thomas guys and whatnot, right? Right. I mean, he barely had anything to work with superstar potential wise, but yeah, I mean, did you hear about that? What happened to Brad Stevens? Like all the coaches, they didn't even vote him for a coach.
Yeah, I was shocked, man.
Yeah,
that's very surprising. I mean, I'd put him in my top 3 coaches for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. That's petty. I think that's really petty.
Very petty.
Yeah, I think it's really, really petty. But yeah. Oh, breaking news. Dwane Casey just got fired.
What?
Yeah, he just got fired right now.
Seriously?
Yeah, he got fired. What's your thoughts on this right now?
Why would you... Dwane Casey's the issue. Yeah, Dwane Casey's the issue that Toronto wasn't able to get past Cleveland. It's not DeMar DeRozan not showing up, getting benched in the 4th, deservingly so.
Yeah, he deserved that. I agree with that. He took a lot of heat for no reason for that, right?
Like, if you're not going to show up, you don't deserve to play. Simple as that. Even if you are considered the star of the team.
What was his plus minus? Like minus 20-something in that specific game. He was like minus something.
It was a really, really bad game.
Yeah, he was pretty bad in that game.
Dude, Dwane Casey, man. He's arguably gonna be the coach of the year this year.
Yeah,
for the Raptors,
yeah,
considering what he's done with the team.
I'm pretty sure he got voted in.
Dude, ever since he got hired by the team,
yeah,
Toronto Raptors were a joke.
Yeah.
Then they were actually in the conversation, and then it was just Cleveland.
I think this is just simple. I think this is more about that. I mean, they're completely like destroyed with contracts right now because they paid so much money for like so many players that haven't been producing.
Like Valanciunas.
I mean, Valanciunas, you got Serge Ibaka in there as well with a fat contract. I mean, DeMar and Kyle Lowry, you have to give those contracts to them, right? I mean,
they're worth that in the league. Like they're gonna get, if you don't pay them, someone else is gonna pay them.
Yeah, and on top of that, they got this big contract, especially Lowry. He got that in the whole time period when the whole cap space was just booming pretty high, and now the cap space is lowered down a little bit,
just a little.
So yeah, just a little. So I mean, now they're kind of just like stuck in like they're gonna be stuck in luxury tax as well. They're gonna have to figure that out. So I feel that the most obvious change, like there's no market for Valanciunas or Serge Ibaka, right?
They waited like a couple years too late.
Their only best asset here is DeMar DeRozan if they want to trade him away, but they wouldn't trade him away though. There's no way. And
I'll even say, like, if they were to trade DeRozan away, it'll be an incremental upgrade, not a huge upgrade, and you're not gonna get the value out of him that you need for that. You're gonna have to trade for a different position otherwise.
Yeah, right. I would say trade Lowry, but I mean he's like a point guard that's over 30, and he's got a pretty big contract as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so I like the only way the Raptors can get out of this mess, those contracts expire by 2020. So
Very,
I mean,
very late.
so they got like 2 years still left of
yeah.
this whole entire squad.
Yep.
And like, what's the easiest thing to change in this sort of situation? The most easiest change you can make, since you can't get rid of anyone on the team, is the coach, right?
I mean, they just have to put the blame somewhere. You're not gonna put it on management.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing a good job drafting.
Yeah.
Like
Management's doing a
that's
good
not
job.
an issue.
Yeah.
And Casey,
To be honest, LeBron's the issue here.
you can't. Yeah, you can't blame anyone. It's just like they want to change something up for the sake of changing.
Like if Casey beats LeBron in one of those series, what do you think?
The issue is that he's been swept 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
that's the issue. If you even won a single game, they'll just bring
I
him
don't
back.
know. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. I'm pretty disappointed, and plus it's gonna be so awkward too, man. At the end of the year when they give out those awards with Coach of the Year, like you give the Coach of the Year to the guy that got fired.
He's probably gonna be on a different team at that point, man.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's gonna get calls right away, man.
Oh yeah,
I'd hire him on the spot.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been good.
That's such a bad decision, but
a good defensive minded coach.
Yeah,
he's the most winningest coach in Raptors history, and he will be missed by the Raptors.
Yeah,
he will be missed.
I think they're gonna have an issue with if he was to stay. I think they're gonna have issue with him and DeRozan. We're gonna have they're gonna butt heads.
Yeah,
especially what happened in the last game there.
Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, that was our Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals preview here. Amity has the Rockets in 6. No, the Warriors in 6.
Warriors in 6.
Yeah.
And no one here has the Rockets in 6. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's got the Rockets winning this thing. Yeah, they got the Warriors in 6, and you got Cavs in 5.
Cavs in 5, yeah.
Yeah, I got Warriors in 5, and I think that's gonna be a short series. And Boston in 7. So clearly the world's against me right now.
I mean, but that would be fun to watch that go to 7.
Yeah, that would be easily. Yeah, and I feel like the Eastern Conference has been actually really a lot more competitive than previous years.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But it's like previous years, LeBron's just been dominating through.
I mean, if it wasn't for that fraudulent team in the Raptors, I mean, I mean,
the best team in the East, but
yeah, that's true too. I think the Raptors are the most fraudulent team in the league in my lifetime since probably the Clippers with the Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake. Remember how much hype they had?
Yeah,
and then like obviously didn't go anywhere.
They couldn't do anything.
They couldn't do anything, exactly. I mean, they couldn't even go to the conference finals, man, right?
Hey, but at least the Clippers did not fire their head coach because of it.
Oh well, they couldn't do that though, right? I mean, Doc Rivers already has a ring, right? I mean, you can't kind of like, he also on top of that, he's got control of like all the choices that all the GM choices.
He has the GM choices as well,
exactly.
So he just has all management.
Yeah, he has all the management choices. Yeah. So yeah, but so that was our preview. Thanks for listening to us.
Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, so I'm Vedant.
And I'm Amardeep.
Yeah, and thanks for listening to Hoopin' from the Line.